As the border crisis raging on, drug seizures at the southern border continuing reaching all-time highs. From October of last year to June of this year, more than 100,000 pounds of meth and marijuana, nearly 50,000 pounds of cocaine, right around 10,000 pounds of fentanyl, and more than 1,000 pounds of heroin have been seized at the southern border. The source is the CBP on that. We now welcome in the Attorney General for the great state of Florida, Ashley Moody. AG, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming on. How are you doing this morning?
Great to see you. And I'm all for you setting up shop here in Florida. Everybody's doing it.
If you're okay, everybody's doing it. It seems like the great place to be. I used to live down there at Fort Myers, Naples area. I miss it. I miss it all the time. Wonderful people down there. But some not so wonderful things happening in terms of what's happening with the border and spilling over to various states. We just rattled off the amount of drugs seized at the border, but the drugs that make it past the U.S. southern border, they're wreaking havoc across the country. It doesn't just stay there at the border, as you well know. Talk to me about that.
You're right, exactly. The border's practically open right now, and the cartels, we know, will send certain people across the border knowing that the Border Patrol is no longer Border Patrol, it's now Border Parole. They just welcome everyone and release them into the interior. They know they can distract them, then they push all kinds of drugs. You saw a list of them there. The most deadly on that list, and it's hard to tell by the weights because we know it's just a small amount of fentanyl can kill Americans. Just since Biden took office, enough fentanyl has poured into this country. And this is just the amount we know that has been intercepted. Just imagine all that came in without detection, enough to kill the entire U.S. population 10 times over. We're seeing in Florida the affects of that. We've had law enforcement rush up on a convenience store, 7 people unconscious in the convenience store because of fentanyl. We had in just one small rural county in one weekend, July 4th weekend, 19 overdoses, 10 deaths. The amount of fentanyl in this country is starting to cause mass death incidents. And we in law enforcement are speaking up. We're pleading with this administration to jump in this game, pay attention. You're losing Americans.
Yeah.
And President Biden, he hasn't even said the word fentanyl one time in one tweet since the beginning of this year.
And going to President Biden, I know you sent out a letter to the president saying the following. We'll catch your viewers up for this one. Quote, 7 months ago, the CDC released its provisional data for the drug overdose deaths for 2021. For the first time in the country's history, more than 100,000 Americans died from drug overdoses, more than 75,000 of which were from opioids, primarily fentanyl. The letter goes on to say fentanyl has become the leading cause of death for adults among the ages of 18 to 45, end quote there. And again, that according to the CDC, by the way, that's data, the leading cause of death, 18 to 45 there. Have you heard anything back from the administration, anyone from the White House based on that letter?
As soon as you start standing up and laying out how this is harming our country and how the total lack of any sort of control at our border is leaving us all vulnerable, not just to these drugs that can cause mass deaths, but, we just in the last year, they've detained, those are just those detained, 56 people on the terrorist watch list. We know there are others that have gotten through. But as soon as you start using the word fentanyl, this administration puts its head in the sand because then they have to admit their abysmal failure at the border, which is why when we had the first ever National Fentanyl Awareness Day in May, the president didn't even speak out on it, didn't tweet anything about it. Meanwhile, if you go anywhere in this country, if you talk to anyone, they know someone that has died as a result of overdose. This is the biggest crisis in our country that our administration has not faced head on. They refuse to tackle it because they know they'll have to start tackling the border. And we have seen there is an agenda at that border. They are doing nothing to secure this nation. Secretary Mayorkas has abandoned fully his role as secretary of that agency. Border Patrol is trying its best to keep up. I feel for the men and women on the border right now. They have no one in charge that wants to see the security of this nation shored up.
Talking about security, if I can kind of switch it over to police. recruitment. It's been in the spotlight here, recruitment and retention problems for law enforcement nationwide. You've seen cops attacked on videos in various major cities, cops holding back from pushing against criminals or potential cashless bail laws, soft on crime policies by certain DAs in certain cities. I'm curious to know what's happening in Florida. Do you feel the same issues in your state? Are you having recruitment issues for the police force in your state, ma'am?
Well, it's not a big shift to go from the border to what's happening in terms of big cities and some states with the lawlessness, because it all comes down to whether or not you have executive leaders and those charged with enforcing the law that support the men and women when they're trying to do their jobs and ensure security. So what's going on at the border with the lack of a president or the secretary saying, okay, Border Patrol, do your job, enforce the law, make sure those that are coming in, that are here illegally, those with criminal convictions, they're immediately expelled, they're not allowed in. Let's safeguard our country. The same is happening in our big cities. You have prosecutors coming in and saying, I know I ran to be your top enforcement official here in your community, but I'm not going to do that because I have another agenda that isn't having the community's safeguard first and foremost in my priority list. And you're seeing the effects. They're coming down repeatedly on the profession as a whole in terms of the brave law enforcement men and women that sign up to do their jobs, these really hard, difficult jobs. So what we've said in Florida, and I give great credit to our Governor DeSantis, when he saw this going on, we stepped up and we said, hey, if you're somewhere in this country and they're not supporting you and they're not letting you go out there and actually protect the community members that you love, the reason you signed up for these hard jobs, come to Florida. And as soon as we started hearing people talking about defunding the police, we started talking about how can we increase their salaries? How can we train them better? How can we help them move down here and have the resources to do that? How can we make it easier for them to train to be cops? So we're having people move here because they have seen our message, they've heard our message. You know, there was a gentleman moving out of New York that came down. He said, my mother, who lives in New York, encouraged me to come to Florida, move away from her because she wanted me to be safe. Think about that.
Nothing to do with the sunshine, though, or the beautiful beaches, right? Sanibel, all those great ones at Captiva.
Well, the beaches are just the tip of the sandcastle, so to speak. I think people are moving here for our values.
I know. I agree with you there. Final quick question, a lighter moment. The View, a major talk show people watch during daytimes, right? Syndicated show. The View invited Governor Ron DeSantis. I know you mentioned the governor, to which he declined. His folks told him, hey, probably not do that. Any thought on that?
Well, I think it speaks to journalism in general. I mean, you cannot have journalists out there repeatedly slamming, and I don't mean just on their actions. That's fair game. Policy decisions, actions, commenting on that's fair game. But insulting, tearing down, name calling, why in the world would someone feel they could come on and get a fair interview after those that had called them names and personally insulted them, undermined their character, questioned their character? I understand that. And I think as a whole, folks that are conducting interviews and presenting the news and the facts need to keep that in mind. Policy decisions, how you're leading a state in terms of the direction, that's fair game. That's great commentary. But you insult someone and then expect them to come on their show, that's insane.
We'll leave it right there. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody. AG, always good to see you. Thank you for taking the time for the viewers and for us this morning.
Great to see you.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. With inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates skyrocketing, your retirement plans are in danger. Well, our friends at American Hartford Gold can help show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Yeah. If you call them right now, they have a special offer. They will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order. So don't wait. Call now. Here's the number. 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309 or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532. Thank you.